With WCW peaking in every department and a business streak as hot as any company in history, along with coming a day after one of the most loaded pay-per-views of all time in a highly hyped spring break special going unopposed with Raw airing on Tuesday, the question on the night wasn't if the all-time viewership record is gonna be broken, but how high it's gonna reach. The full NWO outside of Savage came out to open the show with Hogan welcoming Savage back into the NWO with the idea that they settled their issue after turning on Sting at the end of their cage match, while continuing to take shots at Savage, saying that he put him back in line by beating him as the leader of the group. Hogan put over Nash as the real giant of the business as Eric mocked the talk of the NWO split, with him announcing the main event for tonight with Hogan and Savage teaming up for the first time back against Sting and Luger. WCW continued to climb throughout the first hour, having Goldberg vs. Lodi, Finlay vs. Dragon and Norton vs. Adams in the next 30 minutes. Jumping over 1 million viewers over that run for a 5.2 rating after opening with a 4.2. While Raw will only air tomorrow night, Nitro still had stiff competition on the night as the second part of the Moby Dick movie, which aired on USA Network, drew a huge audience, with the Monday competition resuming next Monday in what would be one of the most hyped weeks of the year, with the WWF on the go-home show for WrestleMania 14. And WCW coming off the record numbers expected to be set tonight. Nitro jumped over 600,000 viewers in the start of the second hour, where the head-to-head competition usually starts, to an already near-record 5.7 rating. As Randy Savage and Eric Bischoff surprisingly came out together, with Savage about to respond to Hogan's promo earlier. Eric said that it's been a tough couple of months, but he's glad that Randy is back with the NWO, as Savage pushed him off, saying that he never left, telling him that what he did at Uncensored was for himself and the entire NWO, not for Hogan or Bischoff. Savage closed the promo telling Eric to send the message to Hogan, saying that he's gonna beat Sting to win the title, take control of the NWO and send Hogan to the bottom of the pecking order. Next was Chris Benoit vs. Raven, going 12 minutes for a shot at Page's US title, going through a commercial break with them brawling all over the arena, with Raven going over after Benoit got hit with the chair when about to put on the crossface. Ric Flair, who was off Uncensored last night with his partnership with Bret Hart, looked to be dropped from storylines, also didn't make an appearance on the night, with talks going on a dispute with management after the last few months of contract negotiations. The company indirectly played off that with Gene hyping a major announcement on the WCW Hotline on a veteran potentially retiring, leading to the Hotline setting an all-time record of calls on Monday night with over 45,000 minutes, with the announcement ending up being on Malenko in the continuation of his angle with Jericho. Scott Steiner vs. Ray Traylor went 9 minutes, with Steiner taking the first bump into the pool and continuing to work the rest of the match, ending up with him going over after Bagwell's interference. The start of the third hour, which featured Booker T vs. Chavo going 5 minutes, saw a huge gain of around 1 million viewers to a massive 6.3 rating, with the additional viewers added from 10 p.m. staying and growing for the rest of the show, with the entire third hour not dropping below a previously unheard of 6 rating range. With the status of the third member of the Wolfpack, Sean Waltman, still unknown after being fired by Bischoff last Monday, Nash did an internet chant yesterday before the pay-per-view with the firing and the recent Hall and Nash vs. Hogan and Bischoff heat rumors as one of the main topics of conversation during it, with perhaps the biggest point coming out of it was Nash revealing that in the heat of the moment, him and Hall asked Bischoff for their release from the company, with Nash allegedly kicking the door down and confronting Eric in his office along with Hall before the Thunder broadcast on Thursday, as Eric told them that they have 4 years on their contract and are going nowhere, knowing the ramifications of handing Vince McMahon two of the biggest game changers in the booming business. The three eventually settled things with Eric leaving the door open for Waltman's return as his main issue was with his agent. With 4 days passing since then, Nash and Hall were on the road in spring break mood drinking all the way to Panama City, reportedly getting to the arena around an hour before Nitro was going on the air, while trying to avoid Eric seeing them and continuing the drinking backstage at the arena trailers alongside Hogan and Savage. Hall and Nash came out just before the main event, fitting right in with the atmosphere of the crowd, calling out Giant to the ring with Hall telling him that it's his cue to come out, ending up with Nash telling Giant that he's lucky he's wearing flip-flops and doing a cannonball into the pool, with Giant press slamming Hall to the water to end a Nitro highlight segment. After hinting that Sting couldn't come down from the roof of the building, Bischoff set the stage for one of the most visually spectacular entrances in history, with Sting instead coming down from an helicopter for the main event. Hogan and Savage took turns turning on each other throughout the match to establish that the feud is not over and they're both in it to take over the NWO. The Sting and Luger vs. Savage and Hogan tag match went 7 minutes, with the final quarter of the show featuring the end of the Outsiders Giant segment and the tag match, jumping to a huge 6.6 rating, making it the most watched segment in the history of cable television and the biggest wrestling audience since the WWF's early 90s NBC specials, with the show overall shattering every viewership record, drawing a massive 5.6 rating.